When was the last time you actually remembered a fact without reaching for your phone? We are quietly entering an era of cognitive feudalism. We are trading our mental autonomy for the convenience of an algorithm, surrendering the very neural pathways that define who we are. Our capacity for internal recall is fading as we increasingly rely on external digital repositories to hold our personal narratives. Cognitive feudalism describes a system where we lose independence, becoming tenants on platforms that own our knowledge base. We have shifted from active recall to a 2026 reality where thinking itself is increasingly AI-assisted and outsourced. We've moved beyond simple search. We now rely on predictive systems that anticipate our intellectual needs before the urge to think even begins. Algorithms now curate our intellectual landscape, effectively preempting the internal deliberation process required for genuine inquiry. High-speed digital buffers act as an external neocortex, leading to a measurable decline in biological memory density. Digital serfdom occurs as we become bound to platforms, needing them to maintain the knowledge we once stored internally. Every search and predictive suggestion creates a cognitive rent where we trade personal data for the temporary access to curated facts. Predictive text and thought completion models bypass our internal logic, feeding us answers before we can formulate our own critical response. Invisible black box structures silently decide which memories are surfaced and which are allowed to fade into digital obscurity. The erosion of critical agency is the hidden tax we pay for optimized, efficient, and engagement-driven information consumption. Physiologically, we are thinning pathways once reserved for complex navigation, synthesis, and deep long-term retention. We lose the magic of serendipitous thought when our intellectual journey is optimized for efficiency rather than genuine inquiry. Contrast the depth of internal knowing against the transient data point that vanishes the moment your screen goes dark. A society sharing a centralized algorithmic memory becomes increasingly vulnerable to systemic bias and mass manipulation. When our memory is centralized, we are less capable of resisting the curated biases embedded within our digital interfaces. An emerging cognitive divide separates those with the resources for offline neuroautonomy from those dependent on ad-supported thinking. Our very identities are being reshaped as corporate predictive models curate our personal histories and life narratives. It is time to begin the work of reclaiming the sovereign mind, reestablishing independent thought patterns that belong to us alone. Engage in digital rewilding to strengthen biological memory. Don't accept the ease of automation. Your future agency depends on the struggle to remember.